So, Adam, you're a veteran of Bellator Strikeforce and the Ultimate Fighter. Your next bout will be in Asia with Pancrase at strawweight against Tepe Mayama. How did that one come about?
I had been trying to get contacts within the last year. Trying to figure out how I can get into the Asian market, and I really wanted to drop down to 115 pounds. I think that's the best weight class for me. Really, as a flyweight, I was smaller than everybody else all the time, which was not a bad thing because I was able to take some short notice fights that propelled me up and up as I moved along. But so I got in contact with the right people, and we proposed a fight with Pancrase MMA, and they seemed to be on board with it, and we got an opponent, and here we go.
How hard is it to get big fights as a strawweight in the U.S.?
The U.S. really, it's pretty non-existent, right? Like, you kind of feed off what's at the higher level, and UFC only has a 125-pound division. So anything below that, it's really, there's not a whole lot going on because really, what's the point? Where do you go next if you fight for, one of the local organizations and you win? There's just nowhere to move up to. So even, as early as last year and a half ago, I was already kind of putting out feelers into this market, seeing who I had to talk to and what contacts I had to make to get over here. So it's been a little while actually trying to figure this thing out, and I finally figured it out. So on to the next step.
Demetrius Johnson, when he came out to Asia, when he first signed with One Championship, said that part of his motivation was that they don't appreciate the smaller weight classes in the West. Do you think there's something to that?
I think that there could be a little something to that. I think, I guess you would call them casual fans, tend to not pay attention to the smaller weight classes. They like to see, big guys, big knockouts. The smaller guys tend to be faster, technical. Not that we can't knock people out. We do all the time. But even when we do, it seems that it's just not as much of a draw. And I don't know what it is. I know that the Asian market tends to have maybe a smaller population, so that's why there's more fights. When I look on these cards, I see strawweight, and like, man, like, let me get over there so I can get some of these matchups, because I'd be in heaven fighting all these guys. I feel like, like, to get these matchups would be amazing, and you can't get it over here.
What about fighting in Asia? Are you just going to see how it goes?
Yeah, I mean, step one is June 30th, right? I gotta take care of business June 30th. Step two is to be the king of Pancrase, right? Step three is to make the jump and be the best strawweight in the world. Either continue defending that belt or make the jump to 1FC eventually and be the 1FC champion of the world, right? If you're the 115-pound best fighter in the world, I think that's where you fight, and everybody realizes that. So all these promotions kind of feed in that direction. So that's the ultimate goal.